Gather round, everyone, and hear again the tale of Drakfu. Welcome back, everybody. So, last time, we handled the events on the Broken Shore, and we didn't handle it very well. But thankfully, we were able to get Dalaran off to the Broken Isles, and we can begin our search. But before we can do anything of that sort, we did actually get a message from to assist Grandmaster Height. So let me go ahead and just bring people up to speed. Drakfu, I have been looking all over this strange city for you. Grandmaster Height has requested all senior monks to return to the Peak of Serenity as soon as possible. That means you too, of course. I'll bet a week's worth of brew that this had something to do with the assault on the Broken Shore I've heard tales about. Okay, so basically what we have to do, this is basically establishing the class order hall, as well as maybe starting up the artifact quests. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's use Zen Pilgrimage and see what Grandmaster Height needed us for. Holy crap, again, we're in Legion content. We're in current content, people. It's taken so long, but you know what? This has been an enjoyable journey. So I'm hoping you guys have had just as much fun as I've had going through this the way that we have. But here we are. So already you can see this is kind of an event. Not good. Let's go and talk to Grandmaster Height.
Ah, it's good to see you again. Now that we are all gathered, let's begin. As you all know, the defeat at the Broken Shore was decisive. The loss of so many valiant heroes was a terrible blow. The Burning Legion is a grave threat. We must find a way to stop their assault before all that we hold dear can be... By the Jade Serpent, what was that?
I don't know, but I'm scared. Help me, Grandmaster!
Grandmaster Height! Grandmaster Height! A giant thing appeared in the sky!
Oh no!
Things are appearing everywhere!
Take care of the Infernal! He was just an initiate, man! Why he go running, yo? You just mind his own business.
Are you all right? Speak to me.
Oh, my head. The demons. I cut down students before my eyes. Heard shouting from the cave of the crane. I don't feel so good.
I'm gonna have to double check this. That sounded a lot like Johnny Young
Brace the
Bosch.
west door. I don't want any more surprises. Now, let's see what's going on out there.
It's so much more different because when I went through this on the beta, there was really no voice acting yet. And now having all this voice acting is amazing.
No, this cannot be.
Ugh.
There are too many of them. We have to evacuate.
If you say so,
Send
Grandmaster!
any survivors we find back to the temple. Chong mentioned the cave of the crane, so start there. Hurry! We must escape before we are overrun.
Agreed. So, we're gonna go look for survivors. But as you can see, we've already got plenty of problems.
Your struggle is for naught. My forces will purge your order from the face of this world.
Will they now? Okay. So we're dealing with a Lady Kelatress. I'm not familiar with the name. Even in Legion knowledge, I'm not familiar with her. I know that she was probably here in the beta, but...
You will not harm any more of our sacred texts.
Oh no, Viznak! He's going to burn our scrolls!
Foul magic is in vain, monster. These writings are under my protection.
And mine as well! I get rid of the garrison ability because we don't really need him anymore. There we go.
Thank you, friend. My students died to protect these scrolls. Centuries of history could have been lost.
Wow. That's a lot of scrolls on fire.
Was teaching a class of youngsters when the attack began. He's one of the strongest monks I know. But even he won't be able to hold out forever. Come, we must rescue them.
Yes, we can't lose Chen in this fight. He is one of the most powerful monks that you know, as well as me.
We don't have time to fight our way through that horde. Focus my chi. I believe I can get us behind their forces. Quickly, take my hand.
Okay. Here we go. Zen travel! Whoa! Oh, look over here. Okay. Morvath the Reaver. And, oh, yes. Things are not good at the Peak of Serenity right now. No! We need to save as many people as we can. Oh, well, we do have Hero and Angus Iron Fist, so this is going to be a little bit easier. All right, we need to make our way to Chen, and Chen's over here.
We must part ways. They need my help here at the temple. Chen's class should be just to the north, across the bridges. Jade Serpent, watch over you.
Yes, Jade Serpent, watch over me. In fact, where is the Jade Serpent in all of this? Where are the August Celestials? Don't be preaching non-intervention to me. These are your humble followers. Okay, boom! Take care of these guys. Oh, crap. Eye of Kelatres is on me.
Try again.
You cannot hide from me, monk. Try as you might, but your monastery will burn.
It's okay, Chen, we're here to save you! There we go.
Thank you for the assistance, friend. That foul creature put up quite a fight. Children, behave yourselves. Come, children.
Oh, we missed
must
a
get to
Storm
the
Scout.
temple. Hero, I will need your help. The complex is crawling with evil.
Wow, he was actually talking to the tiger.
Incoming! Watch your head!
That's a little bit of a bug, but let's take care of this infernal. We gotta get the kids to safety. Think of the children, everyone. Think of the children. There we go. Let's keep it going. Ah, and here's Master Height.
Grandmaster Hutt, it is a relief to see you.
Chen, I'm glad to see you and the children are safe.
It was all thanks to this hero, who arrived just in time to help us out.
Well fought, but we're not done yet. Chen, take the cubs as far away from this place as you can. This champion and I will stay and seal the portal. White Tiger, walk with you, my friend. We cannot allow the Legion to establish a foothold here. We need to close that portal down.
Agreed. We need to stop this invasion, but we also need to keep them from getting our secrets.
You are stronger than you look, monk. But I will not be defied. Jorvanax, keep that portal open.
That demon will just open another portal if we don't take care of it first. Prepare yourself.
Agreed. Let's go! Screw you, Jorvanax! Wow, I had a hiccup in the middle of there. Okay.
Well done. That Fellstone must be powering the portal. Destroy it!
Agreed. So we need to destroy it.
They're coming through!
Why is it always Fell Guards, man? Why is it always Fell Guards? Smack! Oh! Feedback explosion right there. Oh, and somehow we ended up here. Basically to our order hall, so that's not necessarily too surprising. If we could just load, that'd be awesome. Okay, cool. So, as you guys can see, the scenario was called Serenity's End. Ah, you're awake. Feeling better, I hope. You were out for quite a while. Welcome to Shenzin-su. I'm so sorry about what happened to the Peak of Serenity. We of Mandori Village are happy to allow you to stay here. The other survivors are up at the temple. If you're feeling well, you should head over there. So yeah, you don't get to keep the Peak of Serenity as your order hall. Instead, they decided to give the leveling experience that everybody had. Sorry, I completely forgot that that's not random anymore. They decided to give Shenzin-su, or the the starting zone for Pandarans to be the order hall for the monks. So at this point, let's go ahead and turn this in with Master Height, or instead, Fearsome Zhang.
What do you need?
Welcome back to the land of the living, Drakfu. We nearly lost you in that explosion. Lucky for us that the Wandering Isle happened to be traveling nearby. Plot convenience. The people here have graciously allowed us to reside at the temple. It's not like the Peak of Serenity, but this will make a fine new home. Yes, it will. The Dawning Light. It was a miracle that you were able to survive, Drakfu. It is with great sorrow that I have to say that Grandmaster Height was not so lucky. His spirit now rests with the ancestors. Now we must look to a new leader for our order, our broken temple. I have spoken with the other masters, and we are all of one mind on this. We all agree that the new leader should be you, Drakfu. You have shown strength, wisdom, courage, and kindness beyond measure. Walk with us to the temple, and we will announce our decision.
Goodbye.
So yes, we are going to be taking up the role of Grand Master within the monk order. So let's go ahead and get our announcement.
Excellent. I have everything prepared inside. Follow me.
So you have Chen, you have Lili, you have Iron Body Ponshu, and then you also have Wise Scholar Lianji. And here's the statue of Lu Lang.
To all members and students of our combined schools, I offer you my thanks for joining us. The attack at the Peak of Serenity shows that the Burning Legion wishes to shatter our order. They will destroy our homes, defile our sacred temples, and strive to break our spirit.
But as we teetered upon the brink of annihilation, this hero stayed with Grandmaster Height and fought the demons to ensure our survival. Grandmaster Height has passed on to join the ancestors, and we are left with a void in our ranks. It seems fitting that the hero who fought at his side, who displayed courage and valor immeasurable, should succeed him.
Let us all give honor to the Grand Master. May he lead us with strength and wisdom. Monks, our greatest challenge still lies ahead. Under our new master, we will send a message of defiance to our enemies. They will not take our home without a fight.
See, this is one of the things that I actually absolutely love about Legion, is that the class focus was amazing, especially in the leveling experience. You have spent so long with the classes that you have leveled. You know, even with monks, you've been with, for a lot of the dedicated monks I've actually ever met, you've stayed with it since the monk's creation in Mists of Pandaria. And so at that point, you have investment into what a monk is. You have investment into the heroes that are monks. And so at that point, and all of the other classes, and that's why Legion worked so well in this regard, is that it basically brought us all together under these class halls, under these banners, to fight a common threat, the Legion that is encroaching upon us. So let's go ahead and talk to Iron Body Ponshu, because we've got more stuff to do today.
We are a force of balance in a chaotic ocean.
Congratulations, Grandmaster Drakfu. And for this, we actually will get a new, improved Zen pilgrimage, which will now send us, instead of to the Peak of Serenity, but to Shenzhen. So this is a unique thing that some classes got and some classes didn't, is direct teleportation buttons to their order halls. Now, some classes already had those. In particular, druids could teleport to the Moonglade, but then they eventually got Dream Walk, which is how they get to the Dream, what is it called? The Dream Grove. Which is their order hall. Acarus is another one for Death Knights. But then there are some classes, unfortunately, that didn't get this because they were so connected to Dalaran. I'm at least happy that Zen Pilgrimage will play a part into the monks, so that you at least get that kind of lore to it. Prepare to strike. The Burning Legion took us by surprise at the Peak of Serenity, but we will not allow them to do so again. We have trained hard, but we need weapons capable of destroying this great evil if we are to have any chance of success. Our scrolls speak of several weapons that should prove suitable, but we are unable to decide which one to pursue first. The choice, Grandmaster, is yours.
We serve all of Azeroth.
So this is the beginning of one of the big focuses of Legion and one of my personal favorites in this expansion, the artifacts. People might remember when I did beta coverage, I did every stinking artifact. I literally worked myself to the bone to be able to show that lore to you guys, whether it was complete or not. And by the time I got to it, most of them were complete. So in this case, you get one per spec. And in this case, we have a Brewmaster, a Mistweaver, and a Windwalker one. We've mostly been leveling as Windwalker, so let's just go ahead and do that first and get our new weapon, which is basically what we're going to be using throughout the rest of the expansion. Travelers returning to the Isle from abroad brought with them an intriguing tale. They describe an ancient pair of hand blades said to grant their bearer the power of the storm. Little is known about these mysterious weapons, but if their legends are true, we should consider searching for them. So this is the Fists of the Heavens, which is the Windwalker artifact weapon. So let's go ahead and do that. Now the cool part is once we hit level 102, which we are really close to, we actually can pursue the other two. So at that point, you can get that added experience for pursuing the other artifacts, but you can also start working on them if, say, you want to be a tank or a healer in dungeons. So let's go ahead and take the Windwalker one for leveling.
You are a beacon of light in the darkness.
We will never rest till the Legion is defeated, so prepare to strike. As you wish, Grandmaster.
We will not rest until the Legion is defeated.
So the Legends of the Sands. Nothing. There is next to nothing in our records about this weapon. I've checked and rechecked and can barely find a shred of a tale. This can only mean that the story comes from a land outside Pandaria. Lily Stormstout is young, but she has most traveled on the entire isle except for you. If anyone might know this weapon, it is she. Chen doesn't count in that whole thing? Okay.
Evil cannot take root if our hearts stay pure.
Grandmaster Lily should be at the Laughing Crane. That's the village inn just down the stairs from the temple. Okay, so now people might remember this from the Windwalker video that I did. But yeah, we're going to actually be questing with Lily, or going on a legit adventure to find the Fists of Heaven, or Fists of the Heavens. So let's go ahead and talk to Lily, who's actually with her family right now. Family time! So let's go ahead and talk to Lily. Why did I think visiting Pop was going to be a good idea? All he does is sit around and eat. Even Big Bro would rather hang out in the tavern instead of exploring. Boring! Okay, I've heard that you know of a tale describing a set of mysterious hand blades. Yeah, let me think. I heard it back when Uncle Chen and I were traveling the world before we found the way to Pandaria. Yeah, we were in Booty Bay one night, staying at a place called the Salty Sailor. While there, I met a giant creature who called himself a Tol'Vir. We chatted for a long time, and he told me of his homeland, a place covered in sands called Uldum. I've been there before. Oh, that's so cool! I was only there for a little while. I wish I could visit there again sometime. So according to the story, thousands of years ago there was a smith called Irmat who used to live there. The smith was known all throughout the land for his excellent work in creating magical weapons that represent the air spirits that live there. His finest work was said to be a set of hand blades that were formed from the essence of pure air. The story goes on that he attempted to summon the Lord of the Winds to imbue the weapons with its power. That didn't go so well for him. What happened then? I'd just like to think that Drakfu is like totally engaged right now. According to the story, the Lord of Air was filled with great wrath and decided to play a trick on Irmat. The Lord of Air imbued the weapons with the purest form of his essence. Knowing that Irmat could not possibly wield such power, Irmat named his creation the Fists of the Heavens and held them to the sky to admire his work. This was a mistake, for when he did this, it conjured a great vortex of swirling sand and air that was completely out of his control. The vortex scattered the smith's blades and buried his home under the desert sands. Wouldn't it be neat if the blades were real? I'd get anything to get out of here and go search for them.
You gotta go already? What you doing?
Okay, so now we can turn this in. Do you think the story's true? I bet you could control the power of those blades. I am Drakfu, after all. So off to adventure. Oh, I'd love to see if that story's true, but Pops is busy stuffing his gut and being a grouch to let me go do any real exploring. He even told me that I can't leave the village unless I have a guardian. Is Pops for real? I can protect myself just fine. Say, would you be my guardian? Please, get me away from this boredom and you will totally be my hero. Just for the record, you can actually hear a lore walker off in the distance. This is a tune that you can get from the Mists of Pandaria soundtrack, which is the voice of Lore Walker Cho singing it.
Hello.
So it's Lore Walker Roland who's singing it right now, but there you go.
Let's go. Okay, Pop. It's been something. I need to get on with my travels.
Uh-oh, Scowl.
I told you I don't want you going off on your own again.
I thought you might say that. Look, I have a guardian, and it's even the master of the monks. I'll be fine.
Clearly, nothing I say is going to change your mind. Fine. Go on your adventure. Just come back to me unharmed.
Yay! Okay, let's go.
Lily is way too excited. Okay, so how do we get there?
My friend, Mr. Crane, can fly me to Uldum. Here, you can use my kite to follow us.
Okay. So this is the Crane, Mr. Crane. She's gonna fly him,
Okay,
and then
Mr.
we're gonna
Crane,
take this Crane
here's
kite.
2 juicy fish if you'll take me to Uldum.
There we go. So we are off to Uldum to claim the Fists of the Heavens. And I have a feeling this is going to give me just enough experience so that I can hit 102. And maybe either today or on Wednesday, we can just tackle the remaining 2 artifacts and then start questing in the Broken Isles. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and meet with King Faurus.
This is so cool.
It is. Okay, let's talk to Lily.
Uh-huh.
Hey there, Drakfu. What took you so long? While you were traveling the long way, I've been doing some research on my own. King Faurus offered to help us as long as we take care of a problem for him. I'm sure you'll be able to handle whatever it is.
Okay, see you around.
Okay, so King Faurus. Oh, welcome to my lands, Blood Elf. The little one told me you seek information on the legend of Ermat. I know the tale of Ermat well. It is said that his home was the ancient city of Amtul, long buried under the desert sands. Recently, a strange storm has appeared over the ruins. What's more, I am told that an elemental called Nadir, is it supposed to be Nadir? Really? Nadir has attacked my people in nearby lands. These events must be related. Find this Nadir and put an end to him. Make sure to search his body for any clues as to what is behind this. There we go. So we need to go look for a clue, but thankfully we can actually fly in this immediate area. So let's go ahead and do just that and head over to where the ruins were. This is, again, one of the coolest things of Legion for me is these artifacts because A, they get you back into the world, B, they have great and amazing stories to be able to go through, even if the artifact that you know, that you're going for, you know about, they did have engaging stories for them. Oh, and already the Sky Dome has changed. It's very stormy out here. That's not good. It's actually been a while since I've done this, so this is going to be a brand new experience for it all, especially with all the voiceover. It's great. So here's our clue, and oh, here's the Nadir that we heard about. So let's go ahead and claim our... Whoa! Filthy blood elf, I'll bring your head to Lord Typhinius. You will now, huh? I'll have fun with that. Lord Typhinius, I have failed you. So we have Essence of the Whirlwind for us to reap. And now let's head back to Ramkahen and turn it in. But yeah, like I said, all of this stuff is really cool and really engaging. And this isn't even getting into the new continent. There's a bunch of great stories to be told on the Broken Isles. especially if you get into the later patches. It's one of those things that I've been very, very frustrated with myself. I have not been able to experience all of Legion when everybody else does. In fact, Antorus is opened at this point, so it's the last raid of Legion. I have not been able to get in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in there until my break officially starts next week, but I am excited to be able to do that, especially since I am going to be recording a lot of WoW footage. Because, you know those WoW top 10s I've been talking about? Yeah, they're on the project docket for my vacation. We're going to at least put some time to it and see if we can get some of those done, especially now that we have Battle for Azeroth looming. So let's go ahead and talk to King Faurus. Have you found anything, Drakfu? Yeah, I found this essence of the whirlwind. So you found this stone upon his body. Interesting. Let me take a closer look. Into the heavens. This stone is saturated with elemental power, possibly the remnant of the magic used against Irmat. If you went outside and held the stone aloft, it should unleash the stone's essence as a mighty whirlwind, so potent a windstorm could carry you and your companion all the way to Skywall. If the handblades of Irmat, the fists of the heavens, are as powerful as the old tales say, they would certainly be found there.
Ooh, magic! Hurry up, let's see what it does.
I love you, Lily. I don't know if I will ever get you in Heroes, but you know what? What the hey? When I can get back to Heroes, I will get it for you. I'll get you on my character roster. I don't think I have you right now. It's because I don't have a whole lot of healer heroes. And here we are in the Vortex Pinnacle, or at least another portion of it. Oh, that's awesome.
My head still feels like it's spinning.
Tell me about you, sister.
What's going on over there? Hello? Hi!
Okay, let's not be tourist about this, please. So, image of Typhinius. This is the guy that we need to worry about, but he's already got...
In my domain. They
Sorry,
must
what?
not disrupt my plans. Slaughter them!
I'm sorry, are you Alakir? I don't think so. Yeah, so to bring people up to speed, in Cataclysm, one of the raids that you could do was called the Throne of the Four Winds, where you could actually dethrone the Lord of Air, Alakir. And because of that, now we have much conflict and strife within the Skywall. It's basically new air elementals are vying for leadership in that area, and Typhinius is one of them.
Simply won't do. Want to see a trick my Uncle Chen taught me?
Sure. Oh yeah, I like this. I love this. Whee! Whee! I like being a monk, man. It's fun. Okay, so back up here.
Huh, look at those big sparking orbs.
As you guys can see, this is basically running the Vortex Pinnacle backwards. But not entirely, because we will be coming up on Typhinius fairly soon. The cool part is, though, is we do actually need to touch these storm-touched orbs. Boom! Just to destroy them. Okay, let's take care of these howling winds. And because I completely forgot to actually ask this, happy Monday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good week so far. Especially first week into December. It's almost time for the end of the year. And I'm a little sad about that because, again, this is my last week recording for this year. I'm going to still have some recording projects going out for the holidays, but for the most part, I'm going to be spending some quality time with friends and family and being able to kick back, which is something, as a YouTuber, you can't do that much. I know that consistency is everything on YouTube, but even YouTubers deserve breaks, as I found out earlier this year. Boom. Okay, so now that we have all three of these...
Guy again.
He is ugly, isn't he?
Puny mortals, you tread in my realm now. There is no one to save you.
Blah, blah, blah. You know, you sure do talk a lot.
I know, right, Lily? He does talk a lot.
Insolent whelps! Witness the powers at my command! Ah, Borak!
Oh, you summoned a storm elemental. I am absolutely afraid of you right now. Seriously, elemental shamans can do this now. Ooh, bong. There you go, 102. All right, so there is Typhinius again. All we gotta do is just get past this point. So now we just have to survive an assault.
Servants of the storm, defend your master.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be
Can't
fun.
we all just get along?
Nice.
You asked for it.
Answer your master's call.
Nasir, okay. And you'll notice that Lily actually is kind of a support healer for you right now, so take advantage of that. Nice up, Fury!
Unacceptable! Malazan, destroy them, or I will cast your miserable essence to Deepholm!
Okay, so he's basically going to give you a permanent vacation in the realm of Earth. I guess that means you gotta do better! And he didn't. Oops.
These mortals will not die! Zawarak, defend your master!
Oh, look, a storm drake.
Dragon!
Lily, you're a little too excited. Okay, let's take care of the big dragon. That's some fury! Oh, this is still just as fun as I'll bet I was having a lot of fun when I did the beta video. I don't remember off the top of my head. Oh no! Zawarak is taking off, where he will die soon after. Oh, look. Boom! Hi. That was a little excessive, but okay. Let's go ahead and ride him. And he's gonna take us to Typhinius. So the cool part is like Skywall is pretty much all connected. Like even in the Vortex Pinnacle, you can see where the Throne of the Four Winds is. So I have a feeling that's where we're gonna be going.
Oh, hold on. I'll figure out some way to follow you. Just hold on.
Come on, Lily, I can't do this without you. I love you, Lily. Love you. All right, so Typhinius. It's time for us to take you on. Oh, there we go. All right, you ready? Let's do this.
Favor, and never tell Uncle Chen I was this high up, okay?
Are all of my servants weaklings? Fine. I shall end you myself.
Your secret's safe with me, Lily. Okay, let's go and take care of Typhinius.
Shall rip you apart.
You say that, and then I kick your butt, and I just kind of sit there regretting the fact that you talked such big talk.
I was like, oh no, and you were like, leave it to me.
Yes, I was. Thank you, Lily. All right, it's time for us to claim the Fists of the Heavens. I have the power!
It's been a fantastic adventure. We explored the desert, punched a dragon in the face, and even got you something shiny.
Well, thank you.
All this adventuring's making me sleepy. Let's head back to the Wandering Isle.
Yeah, it has taken a lot out of us, hasn't it? Okay, so you can take Lily's kite back, but first, here's what I want to do. Since now we are default running the Fists of the Heavens, this actually gives us a brand new ability that I want to grab. Where is it? Let's see. Here we go. Strike of the Windlord. So strike with both Fists of the Heaven at all enemies in front of you, dealing this much damage and reducing movement speed. So we'll probably want to put this in here because I want to make sure to activate that as often as I possibly can. But that's the other cool thing about these artifacts is that they give you additional abilities that are basically kind of accounting for the fact you can't get any more abilities. You get this instead, and it's great. I especially love my half moon, new moon, and full moon for balanced druids. It's great to be able to just summon meteor on people. Bring down the moon upon them. Yeah, I gotta say, I haven't really been dissatisfied with any of the artifact abilities that I've been able to mess around with. Maybe a couple aren't as awesome as the rest, but yeah, they're great. Oh, and by the way, so in case you didn't know this, you can actually... All these order halls, I believe this came in like a bug fix patch, but you get a direct portal to Dalaran, so you don't actually have to use the flight paths if you don't want to, or in the case of order halls like the Shaman one, where they're off in the Maelstrom, they just give you the portal. So you have that direct interaction. But let's go ahead and turn this one in. And yeah, we turn it in with Lily. So let's go ahead and do that.
What's up?
That was a fantastic trip, Drakfu. We really should do this kind of theme more often. Yes, we should. Now that you have those blades, I bet there's going to be a bunch of adventures ahead. Maybe I should stick around here for a while.
Bye now.
Yeah, you should. So we're going to have some fun. Now, Lily unfortunately disappears at that point, but we actually do need to make our way up to the main building, or to the main temple, because I think this is going to give us an additional quest to infuse artifact power into our artifacts now. Yep, here we go. So Iron Body Ponshu has a new quest for us.
Stay strong in this
Purity
time
of form.
unrest.
Master, we have discovered a new technique that allows one with great focus to help shape chi with magical objects. This technique should allow you to considerably improve the abilities of your new weapon. This technique requires a great deal of focus, so we are limited to only a single upgrade for now, but that will have to do. Okay, so all you have to do is use the Forge of the Roaring Mountain, which is the turtle head, and now this is basically your talents for Legion. So we only get access to one, which is Dark Skies. Increases damage dealt by Blackout Kick by 20%. Boom, and bing, 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 bing. Oh, and I just barely noticed. Yeah, oh, never mind. You just have to hit 110 with this. Originally, in order to get the third artifact or the third relic slot, and I'll explain that in a second, you actually had to go through the entire Class Hall campaign before all the patches. But, so you'll notice all of these. These are actually additional pieces of gear that increase the item level of your artifact. And so it looks like for Windwalker Monk, we get two Storm Artifact relic slots and an Iron one. So we can only use, you can't necessarily use any other kinds of relics in there. You have to stick with Storm, and you have to stick with Iron. And the interesting part, too, is that other artifacts might use the same items. So you got to be careful with where you put things, because each relic is actually going to give you a bonus to one of these talents in here. And we probably are going to be following a little bit of a guide to be able to get this done and done right. But thankfully, the other cool part is, actually, no, this happens until 110, where we get a huge artifact power increase, because current artifact research is like up in the 40s or 50s right now. So all the more incentive to get to 110. And appearances. This is another thing that I showed off in the beta, but I want to refresh my memory on them. So this is the basic Fist of the Heavens. So you can get it in green, which is when you recover a Pillar of Creation. You can... when you recover Light's Heart, you get the red one, and the first major campaign effort with your order, you get the yellow one. Alakir's Touch is the empowered one, which, not too much change there. It looks a little sharper, so that's kind of cool. Green, red, and I'd probably go with blue again. And that's for this side up. And then Spirit's Reach, which is you have to complete the questline Balance of Power, which is really difficult. And that's what you get. And this is the one I want. The direct, like, frickin' swords out of it. So I'm definitely going to be doing Balance of Power with my monk. Let's see. So you can get red, you can get white, and you can get green. And then Shadowpan Legacy, this is the PvP one. So you have to be able to get to Prestige level 1 and then rank 50 within it. And then you'll get the Victor's Spoils. So this is what they look like. Basically claws. I want to get those too. And thankfully there are a lot of PvP. If you don't want to do PvP, there are a lot of PvE objectives that you can take on that will give you honor. And then finally, this actually was added in patch 7.2. We get an additional appearance, but it's limited. This is one of the things that I have a major complaint with with Battle for Azeroth, is that they have confirmed that after you do this, you can't go back and do these quests anymore. And that's absolutely stupid in my opinion, just because it's a patch. It's something that we should all be able to have access to. I get that you want to have the prestige there, but you're literally taking the artifacts out of my hand. And for not good reasons. At least let me have the 7.2 appearance. Or in this case, the other one that they like to bring up is, where is it? Here it is. So the other one that's difficult is this form, the white form of Spirit's Reach. You have to do a level 15 Mythic Dungeon Keystone. And that will be bound to Legion. So you can't necessarily do that in Battle for Azeroth. I can understand that one, okay? A level 15 Mythic Keystone is difficult to be, or at least when the game launched, it was difficult to do. So this was a hard thing to procure. This entire line of it, that does not make sense that I can't at least just do the base quest line and get the base appearance. Maybe not get all the colors. I'm okay with that. But let's take a look at it. Juen's Enforcer. I kind of like it. I like the fact that it's like a lightsaber-esque kind of feel to it, so I'm probably going to want to get this one too. I'm not sure on Drakfu or on my own monk, but I will show you guys when I actually get it. Oh, I'm so irritated with that whole decision. And in fact, the other cool part, and I didn't even cover this in my beta coverage because I wasn't aware of it until the game launched, there's actually an additional hidden artifact skin out there for each of the weapons. And I have seen the Windwalker Monk one. It's kind of cool. It's like a stone fist, but if we get the option to do that, I will do that on camera for you guys too. All right, Iron Body Ponshu, we've done it.
We are a force of balance in a chaotic ocean.
This weapon is truly amazing, yet much of its potential remains untapped. If we are to end the threat of the Burning Legion once and for all, we will need to fully unlock its power. Yep, there you go. And now this is actually the quest that you would get at level 102 to unlock the remaining artifacts. So we will actually not take this right off the bat. Actually, never mind. This might not necessarily be that one. Let's double check. So a matter of planning. Your weapon is stronger than ever. Now is the perfect time to put it to use and take our fight to the Legion. Master Su has set up a command table by the training grounds and has collected reports from our friends and allies around all of Azeroth. When you're ready, Grandmaster, he should have an update prepared for you. No, this is actually to get us out into the Broken Isles. So let's go ahead and meet up with him. This is so cool that we actually get Shenzhen Su as the Order Hall, because then you just feel like you want to explore it all over again. So here is who we need to talk to, Master Su. Grandmaster, I've prepared a brief report on all that I've heard about the Broken Isles. You may find it quite interesting. Okay. The fight begins. The Burning Legion has left a trail of ruin all across the face of Azeroth. We must strike at their bases within the Broken Isles if we are to have any hope of ending this war. I've put together a map of the Isles and a list of tasks that we will need to have done there. Once you have had the chance to peruse the map, you should choose where we will begin our assault.
Be careful.
Okay, so all you have to do is come up to this map and pick your first location. Now, the cool part about Legion is it doesn't really matter where you quest. All of this will level along the same guidelines. That's why 735 upcoming is really cool, because they're going to start implementing this leveling design into Old World. But basically, here's the way it works. If I start things off, say, in Azuna, and then my buddy comes up to me and says, well, I want to start up in High Mountain, I'm not going to be over-leveling him. Everything will work up until 110, and then basically you unlock Suramar, which is the central one, and that's a 110-only zone. And that's probably where the Tale of Drakfu, at least for Legion, will end, is in Suramar. We'll do the full questing for it, but then we'll leave the patches and stuff like that to Dungeons and Drakfus. Now, I've already said where we're going to be starting things off, because as much of a fighter as Drakfu is, it makes sense for him to go to Stormheim. So Nathanos Blightcaller, champion of the Banshee Queen herself, has sent for you in Dalaran. He should be waiting for you in the Violet Citadel. It sounded urgent. So there you go. Yeah, we already read this, so boom. And let's go ahead and turn this in with Master Su. An excellent choice, Grandmaster.
Go in.
And then when you complete all of the stuff there, you come back to this map and you pick another one. Our friends in the Kirin Tor have created one of their magical portals to provide quick travel to Dalaran. You can find it near the steps to the temple. Okay, and that's actually the portal right there. Now I'm actually going to come back up to the temple and see if we have officially unlocked the other artifacts. If not, I have a feeling I know where they're blocked in. Nope, there we go. He still has a quest for me. Let's go and talk to him.
Strong in this time
If you wish to
of
change the
unrest.
way your chi flows through your weapon, it is as simple as willing it to be so. I can help you focus your efforts in this effort. Keep in mind, Master Drakfu, while most of the chi will follow your new path, some will not. Such is its nature. So, oh, Rise Champions. We are still recovering from the attack at the Peak of Serenity. To help us rebuild our order, we should enlist the greatest champions of our class to fight by our side. So this is actually starting up the whole class hall campaign. And this is going to be cool. I get to experience it blind with you guys. You guys will get to see my opinions as we go along. I know that the two Storm Stouts, Chen and Lili, would eagerly pledge to join the cause. Speak to them and recruit them as champions, then speak to Master Su.
We
Okay.
serve all of Azeroth.
Then 2 paths, 2 weapons. We've searched through our scrolls and have found new leads on a couple of powerful weapons. They may prove beneficial in our efforts. Here, let me show you what I found. If any of these interest you, simply let me know.
Evil
So this
cannot
allows
take
us to now
root
go
if
and get
our
the other
hearts
2.
stay pure.
But we're not going to necessarily worry about that today. We're actually coming up on the hour, so I think this is probably a good place to cut things off. When we get back on Wednesday, we will finish up the remaining artifacts and go and get our Brewmaster and our Mistweaver artifacts, but also we'll start up the class order hall for the Temple of Five Dawns, or rather Shenzhen for the Monk class hall campaign, and begin our questing in the Broken Isles. We'll see you guys then.